Hello, sports fans, and welcome to the Windy City Webcast. I'm Eddie Diaz, and this is what's happening in the world of sports. NFL legend Warren Sapp had some harsh words for the Chicago Bears during a radio interview he did last Friday. Sapp threw zinger after zinger to the Bears' newest receiver, Brandon Marshall, going as far as to say Marshall was about personal success, his paycheck, and then his team last. Marshall, known for being controversial, responded back to Warren Sapp in a video he shot from the dashboard of his car. Marshall said, quote, "When I look at Warren Sapp, I can't go to him and talk about finances because he filed for bankruptcy. I can't go to him and talk about my marriage because he filed for divorce. And I can't go to him and talk about being a father because one day I'm going to have children because he's not active in his children's life." Very, very strong words from Marshall. The NFL is expected to review the situation further, and a potential fine for Marshall could ensue. The 2-1 Chicago Bears have begun preparing for their matchup against Tony Romo and the 2-1 Dallas Cowboys. The clash of the NFC powerhouses will take place on Monday Night Football this week. The Chicago Bears are 9-13 all-time against the Cowboys. Their last meeting was in the 2010 season, and it was a 27-20 Bears victory. In perhaps the most controversial ending in the history of Monday Night Football, the replacement referees botched a call on the final play of the game. Russell Wilson threw a Hail Mary into the end zone, which appeared to be intercepted by the Packers. However, as the defender was coming down to the ground, Seattle receiver Golden Tate reached up and grabbed a hold of the ball. Now, NFL rules state that if two players share possession of the ball, the play favors the receiver. However, if one player gains possession of the ball first, then it favors that player. In this case, it was the latter. There was much confusion as one official signaled touchdown and the other signaled turnover. Yet, even after reviewing the play, the referee still ruled a touchdown. The NFL universe is losing its marbles over the call, with players and fans alike calling for the NFL and its officials to end this lockout and reach an agreement. The referee strike continues into the fourth week of the regular season this week. The Chicago Cubs are 59-94 and are currently on pace to lose 100 games for the first time since 1966. And with 9 games left in the season, the Cubs are having one of the worst seasons in franchise history. Alfonso Soriano, who happens to be wrapping up one of his best seasons in a Cubs uniform, acknowledged the importance of the Cubs keeping their season under 100 losses as a minor mental victory. Soriano has 31 home runs and 105 RBIs. That's a career high. After falling behind 1-0 early on against the Columbus Crew, the Chicago Fire rebounded with 2 unanswered goals and came away with a 2-1 victory. The Chicago Fire remains second in the Eastern Conference. And the NHL and the NHL Players Association are set to resume talks on Friday, after over a week of no talks and/or negotiating. The hope is to reach a new collective bargaining agreement. The two sides have been reluctant to budge on the key economic issues. The union is refusing any salary givebacks, while the league is demanding an immediate reduction in the share of the players' revenue. The failure to reach an agreement has already resulted in the cancellation of all preseason games through September 30th. And coming up this weekend on television, the Chicago Cubs will kick off a 3-game series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Chicago White Sox will host the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, and the Chicago Fire will take on Sporting Kansas City for the top spot in the Eastern Conference. And finally, the Chicago Bears will take on the Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football. Well, that's all for this week here on Sports for the Webcast. I'm Eddie Diaz, and be sure to check back here next week at WindyCityWebcast.tv for more.